Hail, fellow Tenno. Welcome to the first episode of a long journey. The path to 100,000 platinum awaits us. For every 2,000 platinum we earn, we will be traveling to another locale, for more opportunities will await us there. To begin our journey, we're first stationing our orbiter above the mighty forests of Earth, and we're taking our landing craft to the more remote locations, far from any Ostron civilization. Despite the choice to avoid society, we're not alone in our travels. The Grineer have taken residence here, and they threaten the overgrowth with their many pollutants. We're here of our own volition and interest, but we Tenno fight for justice. So why not take out some Grineer while we're here? We'll wait on that though, because that time will come soon enough. But first, we've got some planning to do. Let's get into it. As previously stated, we will begin our journey within the grand forests of Earth. We're not going to be interacting with the Ostrons just yet, but it's going to happen eventually considering our current locale. But until then, we have only a few nodes that we can really look into. E Prime, Mariana, Lith, Eurasia, Mantle, Gaia, Cambria, and Pacific. First, I looked into the two exterminate nodes, specifically Mariana. It's the only Earth tile that uses the Grineer Sea Lab tile set. However, despite this and the potentially different drop tables, I didn't find this place very noteworthy. E Prime is unfortunately also not very noteworthy. However, we have our first potential source of profit nonetheless, because the primary tile set used in Earth nodes is the Grineer Forest tile set. And there's one important detail about this specific tile set. Let me introduce you to the feral Kubraus. These beasts can be seen roaming the forests of Earth, protecting their homes from the new invasives that have cropped up in their stomping grounds. While it might bring us some shame, slaying the feral Kubraus that inhabit these forests will be our first potential source of profit. Each Kubrau we slay has a 3% chance to drop a mod from a given pool. Of that 3% chance, there's a really small chance to get the mod called Bite, which goes for rather decent value on the market, at a whopping 60 platinum. It's not much, but it's a start. The only other source for Bite is not yet accessible for us, so the Kubraus will have to do. While this is a decent starting point, there is a way to get more Kubraus to spawn per mission. Behold, the Kubrau dens. These destructibles will appear occasionally during our travels throughout the forests, and during the Howl of the Kubrau quest, you can destroy these dens to get your hands on a Kubrau egg, which is how you get your Kubrau pet. But that's not what we're here for today. You'll see packs of feral Kubraus surrounding these dens, guarding them from potential intruders. Unfortunately for them, our intrusion can't really be stopped or prevented whatsoever. A warframe is far more powerful than any threat that these life forms can pose to us. Now then, what about their dens? Well, these are the Kubrau's homes. When damaged, the remaining pack is alerted to our presence, and they're naturally not very happy with us. Unfortunately for them, that's exactly what we want. Now, Kubrau slaughter aside, what else can we potentially profit from on Earth? Let's check the other missions to see if there's anything noteworthy. We'll start off with Lith. Because it's a defense mission, it can provide us with consistent drops if we're patient, which could in theory mean consistent platinum value. If we get tired of fishing for bites, maybe Lith could provide something. So let's table the stone for now, and see what else we can do. Eurasia doesn't seem to provide anything noteworthy, so moving on. Now comes Mantle. This is a capture mission, but the rewards here don't seem to be worth noting. I checked some of the prices anyway, but what I found was not very promising. Gaia, the interception mission, uniquely had natural talent as one of the possible mod drops, but from only rotation C with a 2.5% drop chance. That's not very often, roughly once every 16 to 20 minutes on a good day. Checking the market prices again, not very noteworthy in the end. That and it's an interception mission. I don't like interception, so I tend to avoid it like the plague. Let's just move on from this mission. Now Cambria, our spy mission, also didn't seem very noteworthy at first glance, but we're conducting research, so let's look a little deeper. Spy missions give you rewards at the end of the mission based on the amount of vaults you clear. If we clear all 3 vaults, not only do we get extra rewards, but we get better rewards too. We're particularly looking at the potential reward from clearing all 3 vaults. A 20% chance to obtain 1 of 2 mods. Volcanic Edge, and Vicious Frost. This is our first big source of profit. These mods, generally referred to as 60/60 mods, are highly valuable for many weapon builds. As a result, demand is high, and the prices are pretty notable to boot for a net worth of about 9 platinum per mod we obtain. At a 20% chance, that gives us an overall platinum yield of about 1.8 platinum per run. That's not including any other odds and ends we might find along the way. It's not much, but it's a start, and it's a good way to kickstart our journey. Furthermore, thanks to Cambria being a non-endless mission type, it uses standard tileset generation. That means we can spawn Kubrows and their dens here for higher potential profit. And finally, Pacific unfortunately wasn't very noteworthy, especially because it uses the Grineer Galleon tileset and not the forests. This leaves us with 2 major methods to farm platinum and reach our first 2,000. We can either run Lith for consistency, or Cambria for bite fishing and the 60/60 mods. Of these 2, Cambria is pretty obviously so much more profitable that it's not even much of a contest. Therefore, our destination is Cambria. Kubrows, here we go. I hope you enjoyed that montage. It took me like half an hour to make. Anyways, now for the big question. How did our first week of platinum farming go? Let's go ahead and check it out. I began day 1 by jumping headfirst into Cambria. I figured the more time we spent sitting around was less time farming, so I wanted to get going immediately. With each mission I cleared, I would update my Warframe market with the new listings of whatever I had acquired. This proved to be quite the tedious process. But I wanted to be thorough, so I would stick to the routine for now. Cambria didn't drop anything noteworthy for a little bit, but we did eventually find a copy of Vicious Frost. Thanks to that somewhat lucky drop, we were able to make some starting capital. I also managed to score a sale for a copy of Link Redirection, bringing us up to a total of 15 platinum. Pretty good for just an hour of farming Cambria, of all places. Regardless, that's where I called it a day. Let's go ahead and check out what day 2 brought us. Day 2 was simply continuing our established standard process, running Cambria and updating things as I went. Unfortunately for us, we didn't really get any worthwhile drops from Cambria today, resulting in a largely unremarkable day. Regardless, we did score 1 sale, a single copy of Loyal Companion, which netted us 2 platinum. We're now up to 17 platinum, so for me, it's a satisfying conclusion all the same. Plus, we obtained another copy of Vicious Frost at the end, so we're looking at another decent sale going into day 3. Day 3 kicked off with a solid start, featuring selling the copy of Vicious Frost we'd previously obtained. It sold for 9 platinum instead of the expected market value of 10, but hey, profit all the same. I then sold a copy of Maul for 7 platinum. We've now nearly doubled the amount of plat we had at the end of day 2, going from 17 to 33. But that wasn't the end of it. Later on, I unexpectedly sold off the Lith D7 relics that I'd acquired. I only had 4 according to my notepad, and the buyer wanted a full trade of 6. So I decided to write it down on my notepad as me having -2 Lith D7 relics, meaning that the next 2 Lith D7s I acquired would not count for the sake of the challenge. After that trade, I pressed onward with my journey, but this deal poses an important lesson for us going forward. Between the copy of Loyal Companion and now a full set of Lith D7 relics, I came to realize something. If it's tradable, chances are there's somebody out there that wants it. And if you can provide that item, then they'll buy it. We would go to sell a few more things throughout the stream. A copy of Volcanic Edge for 8 plat, a copy of Link Redirection for 7 plat, a copy of Link Vitality for 5 plat, and finally, we topped it all off with a copy of Vicious Frost for 10 plat, bringing us to a total of 69 platinum. In just one day, we managed to quadruple our platinum count. That's a pretty big deal, and we're going to carry this momentum forward. As it happens, I decided to do a bit of off-stream farming as well. I ended up getting another Volcanic Edge and another Vicious Frost alike from the brief farming session, so that's another generous amount of plat. Let's see how day 4 went. Day 4 started off strong with yet another Volcanic Edge drop. It's around this time that I started to really realize just how profitable this kind of venture really is. And I think it's worth noting, I've only been at this for like a few hours total over the course of the last few days. I've only done this farming for like maybe a day, for maybe like an hour or 2 per day. So these farming methods are a lot more lucrative, you know? They give a lot. It's a good payout. Yeah, I agree with livestream me. My observation would be proven true nearly immediately. with me getting to sell two 60/60 mods in the same trade. At the buyer's request, I did discount the Vicious Frost. It was only fair since they were willing to buy both, and I don't mind doing a little discount here and there. Profit is profit, and the immediate jumpstart was a welcome moment. Just a few minutes later, my other Volcanic Edge copy sold as well. I found another copy of it soon after, and I think at this point you're probably starting to see the big pattern at play. And that pattern is that the 60/60 mods sell well and fast. Regardless, it was at this moment that I realized I could have been missing a little bit of extra possible plat value, and as if to confirm my suspicion, yo, this is an Iaten sculpture. These collectibles can be found in missions periodically. They have a 1 in 7 chance of spawning per mission you run, though they're generally hidden away somewhere random. It's some extra potential platinum, but I don't think we're going to see much profit out of these. Regardless, it's a nice little bonus. The day continued with yet another Volcanic Edge sale, right into getting another Volcanic Edge. That's where I left things off for now. Pretty big day, reaching a total capital of 102 platinum. We're now in the triple digits, folks. Let's carry the momentum forward. By day 5, I had things down to a routine, so I decided it was time for optimization. I started by bringing a faster build so that I could get between destinations faster when in mission. Now, because I switched to higher parkour velocity, I found myself tearing through the Cambria runs at breakneck speeds. Yet, I couldn't help but feel like something was off. Yes, I was obtaining 60/60s to sell them on the market. Yes, I was clearing spy missions faster. But why did I still feel so slow? It was almost like something was slowing me down. Almost like something was actually wasting my time when I thought it would help me. I managed to get a couple more sales on 60/60 mods, but the thought wouldn't leave my mind. There's something slowing me down. But what? And then, a thought crossed my mind. I'm wondering if I should stop focusing on the Kubrows, because I'm thinking, right? You know, the Kubrows can drop a couple of potentially valuable mods, but it's seeming to me more like the end of mission rewards are overall more valuable, you know? Like, I've made more platinum off of Vicious Bite, Vicious Frost and Volcanic Edge than I would have made if I got the Bite mod. Yep, you heard that right. With the microscopic chance to earn Bite, I took a second look at the Kubrow hunting strategy. It seemed like a good idea on paper, but what about in practice? Is Kubrow hunting actually time efficient relative to the 60/60 mods? I began to really think about it. With the chance to obtain Bite being so low relative to the 60/60 mods, its cost is understandably a lot higher, but really it's not that high when you look at it with a finer lens. It's a 3% chance per Kubrow kill for a 0.22% chance to obtain a mod worth 60 platinum, versus a 20% chance per mission clear to obtain something that sells for at least 8 platinum, and quite easily. The hypothesis? It's not worth it, and I should stop Kubrow hunting altogether. So with that hypothesis burning away in my mind, I had to conduct a brief experiment. I would complete one run of Cambria without Kubrow hunting, and then one run of Cambria with Kubrow hunting. So here's the results of my testing. So, we have our results. 2 minutes and 12 seconds versus 3 minutes and 1 second. I don't think I need to tell you that that's a huge difference. There were some movement mistakes in both runs, but it's undeniable that I've been losing time by going out of my way to hunt down Kubros. Sure, the chance to get Bite is always there, and Bite would undoubtedly give us big profits if we obtained it. But I think the footage speaks for itself. Therefore, we're going to drop Bite farming altogether for now. The rest of Day 5 proceeded rather profitably, with us ultimately reaching a total of 179 platinum earned. We're already 9% of the way to reaching our first milestone, and our farming method is pretty optimized now. Chances are that we're going to reach that 2000 platinum goal before we know it. So, what can we take from this? It's simple, really. Even in the earliest part of a new Tenno's journey, there's plenty of opportunity. You just have to know where to look. We're still a long way from our first milestone, but with each thing we can sell, we take one more step toward reaching that first major checkpoint. Our journey is just beginning, and there's plenty more opportunity out there. If you want to see what else the Origin system can provide, consider liking and sharing the video. Chances are it'll help this video reach fellow Tenno who are seeking out methods to make some platinum. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? It's free, it helps support the channel, and if you've watched this far, chances are you're also interested to see where this journey takes us. Now, obligatory self-promotion crap aside, if you watched from beginning to end, thanks a lot. This video series is an idea I had directly inspired by the Goldbound video series created by the World of Warcraft content creator Pathalerix. I would absolutely recommend giving his videos a watch if you're interested in this style of content. I hadn't seen anybody trying to execute this kind of idea in Warframe, so I figured I might as well do it. I've been wanting to make some platinum for myself anyway, and really, there's still quite a lot that I don't know about Warframe. The Origin system is full of mystery and opportunity alike, and with this video series, I believe it is my mission to help explore some of those mysteries. Regardless, this is Avalar, signing off. Until next time, Tenno.